The body is a sensation within consciousness. Peace once again, my fellow expressions of consciousness. Is the earth a spinning globe? Is the earth a stationary plane? The answer to the first model is no. The answer to the second model is no. The earth is not, as the heliocentric model suggests, nor is it as the flat earth model suggests. Because the earth is not a physical, tangible planet. The earth is a perception, is a sensation. That's all we know of the earth. Is the perception of it, is the sensation of it. That says, I am here in earth or on earth. But these perceptions, these senses that are claiming there is this outside world called earth are happening within the being that you are. The being that you are is intangible. You know you're not the body. If you was, you could stop aging. You know you're not thoughts. If you was, you could stop thinking. You are that awareness of senses. You are first. You are primary. That awareness. So, if you are that intangible isness, I'll just say, that is aware of intangible perceptions, intangible sensations, for those are too intangible. You can't point to perception, you can't point or touch or smell a sensation. You are just aware of a sensation. So, if that which is determining the world to be physical is itself non-physical, what proof is there? Where does the switch happen? Where we go from the intangible you to the physical earth? At what point does it switch? You're perceiving through intangible senses as the awareness that is intangible. You can't see what is seeing this moment. So where does the physicality come into it? You see, the physicalness, so-called physicalness, is simply an inference of thought. Thought claims there is such thing as a physical reality. If this reality was so physical, we can never ignore it. We can never not be aware of it. But of course, it's very easy to not be aware of so-called physical reality. You could be daydreaming, lost in your thoughts, which are of course intangible, not aware of what's happening around you. You could be meditating, not aware of what's happening apparently within the world around your body. You could and do fall asleep. You fall asleep, my friends. This apparent physical world just collapses easily within that which we call sleep. How can we ignore something that is definitely tangible? It simply is a belief that it's tangible. The earth has a time limit, not in the way of saying the sun will die. No, because the sun is also within you. because it's within perception, it's within knowing, and knowing comes out of that awareness of it. So the earth isn't running to a time limit of thought. Only when thought is saying life is happening on this planet, there is a world. Is there a world that is separate? There is a world, yes, but I'm just trying to show you that it's not separate from you. It's not an object to debate about. We are all the world, because we are all that intangible awareness that somehow perceptions come out of, sensations come out of, a body comes out of, the earth comes out of. We are all that imperceivable, quite frankly, God consciousness. Again, that's why you can never see what is seeing this moment. It's you, but you can't see it. You can only see these transient objects we call body, we call senses. Again, the body that you cannot stop aging. You do not choose consciously to make the heart beat. If you say subconsciously you are doing this, then I ask you right now, subconsciously stop aging, subconsciously make your heart stop beating. Of course, subconscious is another belief of the conscious mind. There is no realm called subconsciousness. What the subconsciousness is really pointing to, on deeper looking, is the fact that everything happens from a no self place. There is not a self that is like a God in the clouds that is generating, creating anything. It happens from a no self place. Every self is limited. A self is thought up. A self is thought. You only say you are who you say you are because of memory. If you lost your memory, you would not say you are who you say you are. You say, I don't know who I am. So every self, every person is a collection of thoughts and memory. The actual person. Because of course a person is more than a body. I hope you understand that. You don't like your partner just for their body, do you? You don't like your parents just for their body. The person is deeper than the skin. So much so that it's not actually within the skin. It's in a different dimension. The real you is in a different dimension. Not a physical place that you can get to. You are already there, perceiving the apparent separation that we call physical reality from a imperceptible place that, just to use words, I'll say is another dimension. Another dimension of the one source that is all pervading. There is no earth separate from you. Look at a tree, look at anything. Then I'll ask you, how far away is that from you? You will say 5 meters, 10 meters, 2 miles. Then my next question would be, but how close is seeing to you? Seeing itself. How close is perception to you? Perception itself. Of course it is you. You don't have to travel to see. You don't have to travel to start seeing. You just are seeing. Just are perceiving. How far away is sensation to you? It just is you, right? Of course you will say it's the body, but then how close is the body to you? The body is still an object, no matter how you look at it. You can perceive it, it's objective. It's definitely objective. So what is aware of this experience of this objective, so-called material object? I have to say, I used to lean more towards the flat earth argument, definitely, because at the end of the day, you want experience to be the test of truth. So in some ways, it actually helped me get to where I am now, seeing that we have to go through from our own experience to know truth. Otherwise, we're relying on belief, which sometimes we need, of course. But if we're talking about absolute truths, not a fact, facts change. Absolute truth cannot change. It was never true. If it changes, then we have to use experience. And then we go deeper and deeper, and then we end up into non-duality, Advaita, Vedanta, etc. We end up in that which is pointing towards that which is apparently looking, which is in no direction actually. It just is you. You just are that awareness of this apparent self that is looking at the world, a world. This whole world arises within your thought, your perception, your sensations, and then collapses back into you every single day. It's not just your experience, it's everybody's experience. So nobody has experienced a consistent world, my friends. It's an assumption that there is one. As huge a statement that is, it is an assumption. It has to be. If no one has experienced a consistent world, it's an assumption that there is a consistent world. You are the infinite nature behind the world. You know the world changes states. Waking world, dream world, and the non-world that we call deep sleep. You are aware of the changes. You are the consistent, ever-present, selfless, thus, love that seemingly births this world out of itself. Look deeper and see that debating about the shape of a perception is leading you nowhere unless it helps you start to turn the tables and say, but hold on, who is looking? If you like this video, please like the video, subscribe would be great, share would be amazing. Have a wonderful day or evening, my fellow expressions of consciousness. There is no form without the formless.